overtime pay. Okay, so before we proceed to the overtime pay, let's talk about premium pay. So what is this premium pay? It refers to the additional payment for work within 8 hours on rest days or special days. So plus 30% of the daily basic rate, or a total of 130% for work performed on rest day or special day. Plus 30%. Plus 50% for work performed on special day falling on employees' rest days. So special day and at the same time rest day. So that's 150% of your daily basic rate. Plus 100%, or a total of 200% for work performed on regular holiday. So later we'll know about these regular holidays, special days, and so on. Plus 30% of the daily basic rate, or a total of 260% for work performed on regular holiday and at the same time rest day, or falling on employees' rest day. Why 260%? Because 30% of 200 is 60. Adding 60 to 200, you will have 260%. And that's for work performed on regular holiday falling on employees' rest day. What is night shift differential? So it refers to additional compensation for work performed from 10 o'clock in the evening to 6 o'clock in the morning. How much is the night differential of an employee? Plus 10% of the hourly rate for work between 10 o'clock in the evening and 6 o'clock in the morning. So once again, plus 10%. Now let's talk about these regular holidays. What are the regular holidays here in the Philippines for this year 2021? So we have January 1, New Year's Day, April 1, Monday, Thursday, April 2, Good Friday, April 9, Araw ng Kagitingan, May 1, Labor Day, May 13, Eid al-Fitr, June 12, Independence Day, August 30, National Heroes Day, November 30, Bonifacio Day, December 25, Christmas Day, December 30, Rizal Day. So meaning to say, if you work on this day, if you work on these days, you will receive an additional of 100% of your daily basic rate, for a total of 200% of your daily basic rate for these days. Now, if your rest day falls on any of these days, you will receive an additional 30% for a total of 260% of your daily basic rate. Let's have these special days. First, special non-working days. What are these days? We have February 12, Chinese New Year, February 25, EDSA People Power, April 3, Black Saturday, August 21, Ninoy Aquino Day, November 1, All Saints Day, December 8, Feast of the Immaculate Conception of Mary. So if you work on these days, you will receive an additional of 30% of your daily basic rate. But if your rest day falls on any of these days, you will receive an additional of 50% for a total of 150% of your daily basic rate. Special working days. This is another kind of special days. We have November 2, All Souls Day, December 24, Christmas Eve, December 31, last day of the year. Take note of this. According to the Labor Secretary here in the Philippines, special working days mean there is no more premium or additional compensation for working on these days. So I have here the summary of the holidays or special days here in the Philippines. So we have the regular holidays, special non-working days, and special working days. Okay, so after the premium pay, let's talk about the overtime pay. So it refers to the additional pay for work performed in excess of 8 hours a day. All employees required to work beyond the regular 8 hours are entitled to overtime pay. So if you are required to work beyond the regular hours, you will receive an overtime pay. The overtime could also be for every hour that the employee works over 40 hours in a week. So for example, if your regular hours is 40 hours in a week and you work, let's say, 50 hours, then the 10 hours there is the overtime hours, or will be considered as your overtime hours. And you will receive an overtime pay for those 10 hours. Overtime pay rates depend on the day the work is performed, so whether it is an ordinary working day, a special non-working day, a regular holiday, rest day, or night shift. Take note that special working days here are not included anymore because it belongs to ordinary working day. Because according to the Labor Secretary here in the Philippines, there will be no additional compensation for those days. How much is the overtime pay of an employee? So plus 25% of the hourly rate for work performed in excess of 8 hours on ordinary day. So plus 25% on ordinary day. Plus 30% on rest day, special day, or regular holiday. So plus 30%. And plus 10% on night shift. Okay, plus 10% on night shift. So let's have this example. In 1 week, Nina works 40 hours plus 8 hours overtime. She makes 65 pesos per hour. How much will she make gross? So how much is her gross pay? So we have here the solution. Let's talk about first the basic pay. So 40 hours times 65 pesos per hour, so that's 2,600 pesos. And then for the overtime pay, take note, plus 25% of the hourly rate on ordinary day. So this is an ordinary day, so plus 25%. That's why it's 1.25 here. So times 65 pesos times 8 hours overtime. So that is 650 pesos. Now adding all, we have 2,600 plus 650 pesos. We have a result of 3,250 pesos for her gross pay. Number 2, Nestor works in a factory which pays 92 pesos per hour. The regular work week is 40 hours long, but Nestor worked 56 hours last week. 8 of his total number of overtime hours fell on Nestor's rest day. Calculate his gross pay. Okay, so for the solution, we have basic pay, that's 92 pesos times 40 hours, which is equal to 3,680 pesos. Now, ordinary day overtime pay, that's 1.25 times 92, because it's ordinary day, times 8 hours. So the 8 hours there is the overtime hours for ordinary day or in ordinary days. So that's 1.25 times 92 times 8, 920 pesos. Rest day overtime pay, so as you can see here, 8 of his total number of overtime hours fell on Nestor's rest day. So because it falls on rest day, we have 1.3, that's rest day rate, times hourly rate, 92 pesos, times 1.3 because it's overtime, 1.3. As you can see here, plus 30% of the hourly rate. So the hourly rate is this. And then plus 30%, that's 1.3 times 8 hours. 8 hours overtime. Falling on rest day. So multiplying all of them, we have 1,243.84. For the gross pay, we need to add 3,680 plus 920 plus this. The result is 5,843.84. So that's the gross pay. Number 3, Benjo makes 62 pesos per hour. Last week, he worked the night shift for 40 hours with 8 hours overtime. How much is his gross pay for the week? So take note that these 8 hours belong to the night shift. Let's have the solution. Basic pay on night shift, we have 1.10 because that's an additional 10% of the hourly rate. So hourly rate is 62 pesos. 62 times 1.10, that's for the hourly rate on night shift, times 40 hours. 40 hours, the result is 2,728. Overtime pay on night shift, because it's overtime, so that's 1.25 times the hourly rate, times 1.10. Why 1.10? Because as you can see here, plus 10% of the hourly rate for work performed in excess of 8 hours on night shift. So times 1.10 times 8 hours overtime. So that is 682 pesos. Adding them, you will have your gross pay of 3,410 pesos.